And I see the yellow button. Has what up?
You're listening to the Morning Strike. I'm your host, Night Strike, and I'm here with my co-host, Tony. Say hello, Tony.
Howdy, people.
So, this morning we're just gonna, shoot the breeze a bit, maybe talk about some news if there's any, and just, whatever comes to mind. So, thanks for watching, and thanks for having coffee with us. So, what's going on, Tony? I haven't seen you in a while. How you been?
I've been good, actually. We've had some oddly nice weather here lately, and I'm just getting my shit together to start hunting here and day after tomorrow.
That's good. That's good. I've had shit weather lately. It's been raining almost every day. So
It's been kind of rainy here, and like yesterday, I think it made it up to about 72. Now, for the end of July, that's very weird. Normally, we're like near 90 at this time of year. And it's supposed to stay this way at least until the weekend. So my first couple of hunting days, I'm going to go out and get my ass soaked because it's going to be cold enough for there to be a lot of dew. But I don't care.
Anything to get that game, right?
Anything to get out.
Well, you don't have the kids bothering you all the time now, do you?
No, but I have them a lot more than I want.
Well, yeah, you can't live with family. You can't live with it. Can't live without it, right?
Yeah, I told my daughter I wouldn't babysit him anymore, and I've had him 2 or 3 times since then.
All right. So, what's going on in the news? I've been hearing some crazy shit coming in from Illinois. What's going on with Illinois?
As of lately, I don't know of anything. Honestly,
I heard he signed your governor signed the red flag law up there in Illinois.
Oh yeah, that's been a couple weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Red flag law and 72-hour waiting period on long guns.
That's stupid.
Yes, it is. It's completely fucking ignorant. But, we're stuck in that dilemma of we have to do something mentality.
Right.
Here we are. Restart red flag law says that it has to be done by a judge.
I don't know if that's necessarily good news or bad news.
Well, it is. I was opposed to doing it without due process, but if it's court ordered, that is due process. So
yeah,
there's a definite out to get your stuff back once the thing is resolved and prove that you're not a danger to people. As far as that shitty ass law goes, it's at least one of the more decent versions of it that are floating around.
Right.
And I really ain't opposed to that, to be honest with you. I mean, if it is actually done via due process.
Well, if it's done via due process, yes. But the problem is with red flag laws, getting off of the red flag is a major. It's an afterthought. Dealing with fake, well, not fake, but with false reports, and having to wait an awful long time to get your firearms back. That's not something I support.
It's not something I support either. But I do support taking fucking guns away from people who are dangerous.
Well, true. I'll give you that on the basis that if the people that are dangerous are mentally unstable, they need to get themselves fixed if possible. If they can't get themselves fixed, then yeah, I don't want them going and doing something crazy.
Now, you know, people who have mental health issues that are receiving care, I got no problem with them having guns. But there's a small segment out there that should not have a fucking gun.
Yeah. But
I think I'm related to some of them.
it's a slippery slope when you're talking about mental health, because there are some mental health problems that are, for lack of a better term and word, are basically, the mental equivalent of a cold. Okay.
Go ahead.
Like some disorders, a lot of things can be fixed. Okay. And then there are some things that, you just can't wash out, the bad stains.
I would rather not see a red flag law because there's really no good way to do it.
There isn't, but you're going to see it because, the left just want to find any way to take as many guns away from, from people as possible.
I don't believe that that's what's going on here. I believe this is more just we got to do something mentality. On the positive side, I see that the 9th Judiciary Panel said that California cannot stop people from carrying guns in mass or as a group. They cannot do that.
That wasn't California. That's Hawaii.
Yes. That was California. Or it was Hawaii, you're right.
It was Hawaii. The Ninth Circuit's done something really crazy lately. I mean, I know we've been going on about this for a week, but the Ninth Circuit struck down the magazine capacity ban. Granted, I'm sure that it's going to be appealed or whatnot. But the Ninth Circuit also shut down the guy open carrying in Hawaii because basically they haven't. What was it? They hadn't issued a concealed carry permit in Hawaii in like 2 decades or something like that.
They also said that they can stop concealed carry, but they can't stop both.
Yeah, because open is part of the Constitution where it says to bear arms. It's like I think the decision was going for, if you cannot concealed carry in your state because of state restrictions, then the state must allow you to open carry.
But every step that this goes back and forth here is one step closer to getting to the Supreme Court for.
Well, the Supreme Court says the Second Amendment says open carry, period. Don't ask us again. And at that point, that's literally court approval for 50 state constitutional carry.
I would be down with that, since how we already have concealed here.
I mean, I'm fine if states want to regulate, concealed carry. They want to make sure you don't have mentally ill people running around. That's fine. Open carry, I'm cool with constitutional carry, but at the same time, as long as, I'm okay if the cops want to talk to someone, just as long as they're not trying to detain them. Okay? Because you know how some states are where the cops will stop somebody and check them and check their firearm to make sure they're a legal holder and not an illegal firearms holder. But
here in Illinois, when they stop you, they know right then and there that you're a concealed carry permit holder.
Right.
Because it's tied right to your driver's license.
Which
is why Illinois doesn't have a mandatory notification rule. You don't have to tell the cop unless they ask you.
No.
Right now, the more dangerous issue going on with Illinois is they want to take away the preemption law. And that's just going to kill us if they do.
Yeah. That would kill you. Who we got out there in the side chat on the YouTube side? We got Scott P79. He's crazy. We got Roosted out there. We got Black Cat Outdoors. We got Patriot in the Dark.
Hey, Patriot. How's it going?
Hey, Patriot. Who else we have? That's all we got right now.
I single Patriot out because I have communicated back and forth with him before. The rest of you guys, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, some of these guys are just they just jump in whenever.
Did I tell you I got a new hunting rifle? Because I don't know when the last time I actually talked to you was. I've had it for a couple months.
No, you didn't tell me you got a new hunting rifle. What'd you get?
Browning BL-22.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, yes. Expensive.
I know they're expensive.
You know, I wanted a Winchester, which is more. And they had this Browning for $700, and I said, "Well, I'll trade you this Ruger Super Blackhawk for it." And they're like, "Well, that thing's worth about $500." Well, I put the new backstrap, grip frame on it, and that costs over $100. I said, "Well, okay, we'll trade you." Okay, cool. That's how I got it. Because my Blackhawk's one of the few around here that's got the round grip frame on it now. Because that square back Dragoon style sucked in 44 Magnum. That's a dumb idea. One of the things Elmer Keith did that I do not like was suggest that on that fucking gun. And he's the one who did it. Amazing how much that man influenced things that we see today.
It is.
But no, it's a really nice little rifle. And I wanted one that's just open sight gun. When it's summertime yet, the scope ain't all that great.
Yeah. So we got Daniel Pfeiffer out there as well. Hey, Daniel.
That DTP.
DTP, yeah. So.
But the Browning's got the 30-degree lever throw, which is kind of hard to adjust to. That lever drops down about 2 inches when you rack it. You know, it doesn't swing all the way down. And the first couple hundred times you do it, you try to swing it all the way down and smack your back of your fucking knuckles on the lever loop. Surprised I broke the fucking lever off. Weirdly enough, on the thing, when you open the lever, the trigger drops with the lever. You know, so you don't have to take your finger off of the damn trigger ever. But it's a sweet gun. There's no doubt. I don't know that I would say that it was worth the $700 they were asking for it. But, you know, you can tell it's a Browning. It's got a good natural point too, which is why I want the Winchester, because that's one of the more natural pointing guns I've ever had. That'd be the only reason I'm going back to Oklahoma in April. Just buy a Winchester.
Yeah, I mean, I may or may not be able to go back to Tulsa in April. I'm not sure. I'm gonna probably have to do another, crowdfunding campaign to make it happen. But the problem is, if I don't make the goal that time, I can't go because I literally had to sell one of my rifles to be able to go. And yeah, I haven't been able to do anything this year after that. So.
Oh, my old lady's been saving money to go, but we're starting to talk about doing some shit to the house, so that may take precedence over going again. I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent one way or another. I'd like to go again, but there's some shit we need to do to this house, too. So I'm not swearing that I'm going at this point. But we are planning to currently. I think she's got about $1,500 saved up because she wants to go. She really had a good time out there. I would have had a much better time had it been typical weather, not fucking middle of Illinois winters weather. The fucking some bitch is so damn cold, I didn't enjoy myself a lot of the time.
Well, the range time on Thursday was good, and it wasn't that bad on Friday. But when we went into the Wanamaker on Saturday, it just started snowing out of nowhere. It's fucking cold. I was glad I brought the clothing I did. Otherwise, I would have frozen my ass off.
I did not bring enough clothes, to be honest with you, because I was suffering at the range.
I was laughing a little bit at G-Webs because we went outside and G-Webs were smoking, and it was just like we're out there talking. It's like he's got a windbreaker on, and that's not nearly warm enough. And he's like, "It's fucking cold out here. I'm going back inside. It's too cold out here." Oh, that was hilarious.
I had a denim jacket, but I did have a sweatshirt, and I had a couple of heavy flannel shirts with me. But it wasn't enough for standing outside for hours, which I stood outside to get into Wanamaker for probably an hour and a half, and I was fucking froze. I guarantee you, next time I go, I will not take a gun.
I brought a long sleeve shirt. What I did was I put the long sleeve shirt on. I put the t-shirt I had over the long sleeve shirt, and then I put my hoodie on, and I was pretty warm with that.
Like for going around to see things and stuff, that wasn't a problem. I mean,
J.M. Davis was nice.
Fuck yeah. So is that Will Rogers Museum was interesting, and the Air and Space Museum was, for being a small museum, it was really interesting.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go to the Air and Space Museum or the Will Rogers. Maybe next time.
Fucking Will Rogers is only about a half a mile from J.M. Davis.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to get to. I know that we're planning to stay in Claremore the whole time if we go back out there. Because a lot of the shit's on that side of Tulsa, and several of the things we would like to look at are in Claremore. So that was a pretty good place to stay, although it was a cheap dive motel. Hell, that don't matter. You live in there, just staying there for 3 or 4 nights.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We probably figured to go out there and stay 4 nights, but head back at night and drive all night back home. And drive all night coming down there. Or part of the night anyway, and get down there pretty early in the day, because Lily wants to go see some other shit too.
Right.
She wants to go look through some of these antique stores and shit like that. And we didn't have the chance to do that when we was down there this last time. We didn't prep for it for one thing, and
The gun snob is saying, you know, there are nice hotels in Claremore also. We're not disputing that.
no, I'm not disputing. I stayed at a Super 8. I mean, I was fine with that. I mean, it offered the same amenities as that one we stayed in Tulsa. I mean, you know, it was just cheaper stuff.
I liked the one we stayed in Tulsa because the breakfast there was really good.
I like the one in Tulsa too, but it's not worth being downtown Tulsa when everything I want to do is outside of Tulsa.
Maybe if we could have found one like that, one of those hotels a little further outside of Tulsa, it would have been a little better.
I mean, we figured that to go to Wanamaker one day, I just drive into Tulsa that day and back out, as opposed to having to drive in Tulsa every damn day you're staying down there, which I did not care for at all.
Right.
You know, it's in Claremore, if you get out of the motel and you drive down the street and turn like a block or so to the right, and you're at J.M. Davis. If you continue going straight, no, that ain't. It's a couple blocks back. But if you go back a couple blocks and turn the other way, you get to the Will Rogers Museum. Going out of if you come up to the first turn you made and turn the other way, you go back into Tulsa. And it's not too far from the range going that way. Drives right to a friggin' Waffle House eventually. It's good eats. I want to hit that bacon place, which...
Yeah, I want to hit that bacon place too. I think G-Web's waiting there like a few hours for Sean, and then Sean's like, "Yeah, I just got in." G got so angry at him.
I have no need for anybody else to be around me when I eat bacon. Fuck them.
I mean, I don't mind going somewhere and, you know, hanging out, you know, going to breakfast, lunch, or dinner with anyone. It's just that that if I'm eating bacon, don't judge. That's all I'm going to say. I won't judge you on how much bacon you eat. Don't judge me on how much bacon I eat. You know?
Well, I don't give a fuck how much bacon you eat, as long as you ain't eating mine.
Exactly. That's my point. Eat your own bacon. I'll eat my own bacon. We'll all be happy.
So that's the beauty of going to there with my old lady, because she'll eat about 2 strips and I'll get the rest of it.
Right?
But nah, I ain't staying downtown Tulsa again, because it's just, there was freaking nothing really convenient there. It wasn't even that convenient to get to fucking Wanamaker. I mean, it was a, 20-minute drive from the hotel. Fuck, I might as well drive from Claremore.
Well, we looked at renting a house or something, just, you know, that way, but it didn't make any sense. It made more sense just to see if we get a group rate at a hotel. And even then, the problem is when we did that, apparently we had done that too late, because the only hotel we could get was in, you know, south central part of Tulsa.
That hotel, the big bitch about that one that I had is they wanted you to pay with a credit card. And
yeah.
I had cash.
I was prepared to pay them in cash, but they wouldn't take cash. I mean, what kind of fucking hotel doesn't take cash?
Dano actually paid for our rooms for 2 nights we stayed there, and I gave him cash. Otherwise, we'd have been going back to fucking Claremore.
Yeah.
Probably should have anyway, but it was nice because all the other members from Gun Channels were there. You know, you got to meet everybody, and it wouldn't have otherwise, you know, with the exception of hooking up at Wanamaker, which I didn't want to sit around and visit with people while I was there. Hell, I was there to look at all the shit.
Right. Sean says the right of the people to keep and eat bacon shall not be infringed.
That's why I married a tiny wife so I could have all the leftovers.
Oh. Let's see.
That's why I'm not planning to stay down in Tulsa again if we go, because it was more convenient to just go throughout your day doing different things in Claremore. I also want to roll over to the big museum and rail museum in Oklahoma City next time.
Yeah. Let me see if there's any news out there yet.
I don't even want to hear it. I'm so sick of listening to the fucking media say Trump's destroying the country every other fucking day.
When they're the ones who are actively destroying the country.
So far, almost everything he's fucking done is turned out for the good.
So
I mean, he imposes tariffs, and the European Union comes to the table saying, "Look, we got to work this shit out."
Well, that's what he said he'd do. Like, if they want to work that shit out, work that shit out. But Americans, the working class at least, we're tired of paying the way for the rest of the world. It's time the rest of the world stand up and actually pay for themselves. Why do we have to keep on paying for them to be in NATO? They either pay their own way in NATO or they get out of fucking NATO.
Hell, I ain't even talking about the NATO thing. I'm talking about just trade.
That's another thing. Why do we have to, get all the bad deals for trade, and why do they get all the incentives? I mean, our country's in debt now too, so what the hell?
Yeah, way more than anybody else, probably.
Yeah, we're supposed to get in debt up to our eyeballs and over just so another country can survive? I don't think so. That's not how it works.
If we have to bail out another country, we should own them.
Right? New American territory. I'm all for that.
I am too. Canada and Mexico being 52nd state. Down with that.
Yeah.
It's United States of North America.
Yeah. If we got Mexico and Canada, well, if we got Mexico, we would just send the military in. They occupy Mexico City, kill all the cartel because they would be fighting us, and then, implement a better government than they have, and there we go. You guys manage yourselves.
If we were to annex Mexico, we can't send our military in there to do it or to clean it up, because there's rules against deploying troops on our shore. We have to send the National Guard.
It's just as good.
They have
the same equipment. It doesn't matter.
I'm just saying that, you walk a really razor edge with the military thing, because it's supposed to ever deploy them on our soil. Now, taking Mexico, that's different.
Well, the problem with Mexico is basically the cartels run Mexico. All the criminals basically bribe all the officials, so nothing gets done in Mexico. And unfortunately, President Trump is right. Well, not right about this one, but he's right that country is not a great country.
But in just a short period of time, it could be a good state.
It could be a good state, yeah. So,
I don't know. I've thought for some years that we are to work out somehow making Mexico part of the United States.
Sean, FYI, Guam is one of our territories.
I believe that Mexico would get a lot better if it was part of the United States.
But
I really think a vast majority of the Mexican population would be for that too.
Yeah. We've got America has right now. United States has 16 territories. Guam's one of them. Puerto Rico. You got the Mariana Islands, American Samoa, a couple other ones. But there's what America. What was it? We got more than a couple. Anyways, but yeah, I'm all for more territory for the United States. God, now I'm starting to sound like Flippy. Damn it, Flippy!
Well, I don't particularly care to have, territory that's thousands of miles of ocean away. But to consider Canada and Mexico and the United States as all one country, yeah, I would be down for that. But I think Canada is probably a little harder sell than Mexico. The population of Mexico could use the help of being part of the United States, whereas Canada, I think they do fairly well on their own.
Oh, so how long have we been running this?
Hell if I know.
What do you mean you don't know? You're not paying attention? You're not paying attention.
Been going for about an hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour.
I think we've been going for at least 30 minutes? Yeah, 30 minutes. We can kill it. We can go on. What do you want to do?
I don't care. You're running the thing, man. I'm just here for the ride. I have started collecting pocket knives.
And I mentioned this before. John Brown mentioned all those Mexicans voting Democrat, no more 2A. Yeah, true, but we have that problem already in the western United States with those sanctuary cities. So answer me this: what is the difference between Russians meddling in the election and the Democrats allowing illegal immigrants to vote? What's the difference?
Well, there's a huge difference because the Russians are just tossing out bullshit news stories to try to sway people's opinions. The Democrats are having illegals vote, which is a fucking crime.
Well, both are crimes, technically, but both are meddling in the election. Right?
Russia isn't technically meddling as far as the actual voting process of this country. They're just trying to sway opinion with bullshit. Now, anybody who reads these articles and can't see that this is bullshit maybe ought to have their voters registration poll.
I really don't think Russia cares what happened.
Well, I can assure you that they would prefer Trump to Clinton.
They would prefer someone who would rather make peace and trade with their country than someone who wants to go to war with their country. I'll give you that. I mean, granted, in the grand scheme of things, I would much rather our country try and be as peaceful as we can and trade as much as possible just so that we can make more money so we're not in fucking debt. I mean, that's how I'd like our country to be. Granted, obviously you're not going to get anything you want in life unless you go and work hard for it. So I guess, other than hounding and badgering our representatives, we're not going to get anything have anything get done in this country unless either we go and run ourselves or we pressure our representatives into actually doing something.
Well, you know, the big problem we have here is that with the Russian meddling thing, as they call it, our fucking local news is doing just as bad. National news, you know, our fuck, what the hell am I looking for here? Our own news sources here in this country are just as bad as distorting shit as the Russian stuff was.
Yeah, but the problem is most of the news in this country is, aside from a few sources, are all owned by liberals, and they just spew out the same crap from the left. They don't actually tell you anything that's going on in the world, anything that's going on in the country. It's all, oh, anti-president this and that. And I'm getting sick and tired of it. That's why I don't watch the news anymore. That's why I read news on the internet, because I can probably get sources that actually tell you more of the truth than you're going to find on fucking TV.
The thing that pissed the Democrats off so fucking much is that they got caught with their pants down by the Russians with that whole bullshit that they were trying to subdue Bernie Sanders.
Well, you know, and I'm surprised more Democrats aren't complaining that about Bernie Sanders getting the short end of the stick. I mean, granted, he's not complaining because he probably took a settlement or something.
Well, hell, they didn't want Bernie in there.
I mean, he didn't really get hurt by the whole thing, but at the same time, you know, he didn't win. Probably more people, more of his constituents voted for Trump instead of Hillary because of the whole thing, because he got cheated.
That's it.
He knows he got cheated.
Why the Dems are so pissed about Russia? They're the ones that come out on the bottom end of that one.
Yeah.
Just because of some shit that come out that was actually not fake. It was real.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. All right. Does anybody see anything that's going on that they want to talk about? I mean, I don't want to just rant.
Why not?
Well, I don't want to be rant. I don't want to rant if I don't have to.
And there's fucking nothing that I'm interested in going on at this point. I mean, I don't know about the only news source that I watch anymore is the Ag Day or U.S. Farm Report. And that's just a habit I got into 30 years ago. I actually started watching just to see the old tractors. But I've stuck with it for many, many years, getting up to watch it at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday.
I'm not seeing any important news right now. Let me check.
See, I'm waiting for the.
All right, here's one. What?
I said I'm waiting for the new dude to get seated on the Supreme Court, so they can't say that all these decisions are split.
You're waiting for Kavanaugh.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
I think that's what his name is. Yeah. I'm waiting for him too. So.
Although I haven't heard much about his hearings yet. You know,
maybe they're trying to drag it because they don't want him to get 2 appointments. Which, quite honestly, the way the Democrats and the way the TV is going after the president like this, they may just be setting him up for another election.
Well, the thing is they can't stop him if the Republicans would just do the job, because they have enough to get him in. And they've already proved that they will use the 50% or 51% to do it. And I have no problem with that.
I hope Kavanaugh gets in, and I hope we can get one more. That's probably a pipe dream right there, but I'm hoping. I'm crossing my fingers.
Speaking of new news, Ruth old bitch Ginsburg said that she was going to try to stay in for another 5 years.
She is what?
She's going to try to stay in there on the court for another 5 years.
Tell that bitch to retire.
Whatever. If we get one more, that's enough of a majority to end all this split decision talk.
You mean one more after Kavanaugh?
No, I mean just one more. Kavanaugh will make it
3.
Kavanaugh will make the conservative side of the court. What is there, 9? So it would be 6-3. You know, because every time they do something like with Heller, you know, that was a split decision because it was 5-4.
Yeah, but Kavanaugh wrote a piece. Kavanaugh wrote a piece on Heller, so
what I'm getting at is if we have Kavanaugh in there on these decisions and they end up being 6-3, they can't come back and try to retry them on the fact that they're a split decision.
yeah.
You look at it that way. I don't know how all that shit works, to be honest with you.
Scott P79 says Ginsburg's chances of outlasting Trump are slim to none. I hope so. I got some news I want to talk about. Some actually good news. Everyone by now knows that I'm working on GunTube. You know about GunTube, right, Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah. You visited it at least once, right?
Yeah, we've done a couple of hangouts on it.
Yeah. GunTube works. It's still, I still have some bugs I'm working out, but I got 2 new systems implemented. I got one implemented last night when I was working on it. I got another one implemented this morning, right before I hopped on here. Last night, I implemented a reporting system because some weird Indian guy thought it would be a good idea to upload Indian porn and then Indian Bollywood movies to GunTube. Just straight up movies.
Most of us probably don't have much problem with porn.
Yeah, but I hate to say this, but GunTube is. I'm gonna be conservative here and say a PG-13 website. So there may or may not be children looking at GunTube. So yes, crass language we can get by with crass language, but when it comes to porn, I don't want children who are watching GunTube to see cool gun videos to see that on our website. Let me put it this way: if your grandkids were interested in guns and were watching stuff on GunTube, would you want them to come across porn?
They probably come across more porn than I do.
You're not helping the situation. But the point is, I don't want them seeing it. I don't want that on GunTube. So I implemented a reporting system. No, I'm not going to implement a strike system. And yes, that is strike with a Y because it's me. But there's going to be no strike system. So people report videos that they don't believe should be on GunTube. I'll look at it. But if I keep getting reports from the same damn person and they are they're not actual ports, they're just trying to get a video deleted from somebody, then I'm going to ignore their emails, and they may get blacklisted from the site.
Well, I'll tell you, I have 2 Facebook pages that I've been running for years, guitar stuff. And my policy is if you post something that's not supposed to be there, it's gone and you're gone. No second chances. It's plain fuck you, get out.
Oh, no. If someone posts something that's not supposed to be there and I find out about it, their account's getting blacklisted and they're gone. They're not allowed back.
At first I booted probably 24 people right in the beginning, and then nowadays it's maybe once or twice a year I get a report that.
Travis, I'll give you a pass for your gun and food stuff, so don't worry about it. And yes, that means you, Midnight Range TM. You. But I just wanted to make that clear on that, because I want GunTube to be a semi-family friendly site. I don't want it to be, a porn site. Otherwise, I would have called it, gunporn.com.
On my Facebook guitar page, I started it for beginners to come on and ask for tips and whatnot, and to post their stuff without being ridiculed, because a lot of these sites are just fucking awful to people who don't play well.
So the second thing I got set up this morning before I had my coffee, I set up a notification system for channels on GunTube. So now, when you log on to GunTube, and you have to log in order to get this, but if you are subscribed to somebody's channel on GunTube, you can click the notification button to receive notifications whenever somebody uploads a video to their channel. So the only other option is to turn to disable notifications. So, but I have a simple notification system on GunTube now. And I hope, this is my hope, that the notifications actually work.
Well, good luck with that. I mean, there seems to be glitches quite often in gun channels. I don't know if you can see the chats in gun channels without refreshing yet.
So.
I mean, you can down in the corner, but I don't know if they've got the main room chats.
Gunsnob is saying, hey, can you implement a new way to stay signed in? I'm lazy and don't like having to log in every time. No, I can't. That is beyond the scope of my abilities right now. So just kind of deal with it.
Well, if you use Chrome as a browser, it'll remember your information, so you only have to click.
There is that.
You still have to click.
Still have to click, but it'll be faster if you do that.
Nah, man, that's cool. I hope it works out well. I don't post videos, so it really, that whole damn deal hasn't really been that much to me. I know the early watch gets posted, but I don't really deal with it. And I sure as hell ain't going back listening to me talk.
Yeah. Well,
that.
I'm going to put this on GunTube after we're done with it. So.
Yeah, like I said, hell freeze over before I go back and listen to myself.
And
ain't that fucking interesting.
We may or may not be doing the Morning Strike infrequently. I haven't decided yet. But I made an image for it. So.
I'm fine with that, except for the fact that after tomorrow, I ain't going to be around for a while.
Well, it may just be once a week. So.
Now, days that it's too hot, I'll probably be here. You know, if it's 77 degrees and I get up in the morning, I ain't going out traipsing through the fucking woods. But otherwise, I'm planning to go hunting every day.
Yeah.
I might be able to get on it out there once I get my blind set up where I'm going to have it. I think my phone upgrade lets me do hangouts now. I haven't tried it yet.
Well, we'll see.
I might do that if I'm bored, but I do not plan to be sitting here at my desk. I plan to be out hunting.
Well, just let me know when you're going to hunt, and we'll try and work around that. I mean,
Every day from August 1st on until about February 15th.
but I'm going to try and do it at least once a week, the morning strike. So
Jimmy has said that he was going to do one this morning, an early watch. I have yet to see him, but Jimmy never was all that early.
yeah, no, but again, I just want to. I'm going to warn everyone, it may not be an hour show. It may only be half an hour because everybody's got shit to do. Everybody has a busy morning, myself included. So,
If I'm in here, you can bet your ass it's going to last a while because I can ramble on about nothing forever.
right. So, that's what's going on with me with GunTube and just kind of everything else. So, thanks all for watching. We'll see you. We'll see you probably next week or maybe another day this week. It depends on what happens. This is all new and whatnot. So, all right,
now,
guys.
Wait a minute here. Now, before we bail, I want to just say, as far as Jimmy goes, I have no real updates on Jimmy's situation except for he emailed me last night that he was thinking about doing the early watch this morning. So that you know what I know now.
Right. So who knows what's going on with Jimmy? Jimmy works in mysterious ways. But
that much is true.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back again whenever Tony has time when he's not hunting.
Yeah, I'll throw out a good day, everybody. If you want to do one tomorrow, I'm available. After that, if it's pouring rain, there's not a hell of a lot of sense in going.
Right.
But pouring rain or hot as hell, I won't go. But otherwise, I'm going. And there is a possibility it'll rain Wednesday, and I'll go anyway. Just on the first day, I want to be out there. I ain't going to fucking melt, so that ain't a problem. But squirrels ain't really out running about if it's raining like a bitch.
No, they're not.
I went out scouting yesterday in the rain, and I didn't see fucking one squirrel out running around. I might have saw one, but it was such a quick thing that I'm not sure, so I'm saying I didn't see any.
All right, so
saw turkey.
Well,
here.
I've got turkey in my backyard, so we'll try and do another one maybe this week. We don't know whether it's going to be tomorrow or whenever, but we'll let everyone know when it happens.
Hey, good day, everybody.
Later. Shall not be infringed.